All right, Ben Parker of CardinalSportsReport.com here with Stanford running backs coach Malcolm Agnew. So first things first, just heading into Hawaii, how does your unit look from your perspective?
I feel good about the unit. They've done a lot of good work to be in a good spot to compete at a high level. I'm proud of the work they did in fall camp. They're together in close group, and they're learning how to play the game the right way. So I like my crew.
And just kind of talk about kind of the progression you've seen from EJ over the course of camp, spring ball, just in terms of his health and just kind of how he's kind of progressed over these months.
Yeah, a couple things, right? His health is the biggest thing. He's gotten more healthy, more explosive, and he's starting to learn how to play the game the right way is the other thing, right? Just making sure we always finish the ball. We finish our runs falling forward, right? We play the game with a physical mindset, being the hammer, not the nail, and always doing that consistently and making sure we don't have any bust. So he's done a good job of being much better with that, and he'll be a pretty good player this year.
And then just kind of same thing on kind of Casey Fulkin. Just talk about his strengths, what you've seen from him, and what you think he's going to bring to your unit as kind of the co-number one alongside EJ.
Yeah, no, I like Casey. Casey's a good player. Casey's battled through some things in his career, injury-wise, but Casey's always been a good player. I think people will be able to see, that he's pretty good. They'll see him play at a high level. He's really smart. I trust him in a lot of different things, and he plays the game the right way, and that's a big thing for me is playing the game the right way, which is highly passionate and with a burning passion and a competitive edge.
And also just talk about kind of without getting into too much detail, it's just kind of what are some kind of unique things in this system that running backs have to do, and just kind of how important are the running backs specifically to the system you guys are running?
Yeah, I mean we put a lot on their plates as far as what they got to line up, shift trades, motions. They have to know the whole route tree, and then they got to know all the protections, put them in some tough spots protection-wise sometimes. And so those guys know that they got to be complete backs, and and the guys that we talk to in the recruiting process know they got to be complete backs too. That's who we recruit, because you got to do it with everything. You can't just be limited. You can't be a two-phase guy. You can't be a one-phase guy. You can be good all phases, blocking, catching, and obviously being special with the ball in your hands.
Talk about a couple more backs. Freshman Cedric Irvin, what you've seen out of him, then also transfer Ryan Butler out of Princeton. Just to kind of talk about those two guys and what you've seen from those guys.
Lil Ced in RB. Yeah, I like Lil Ced. Lil Ced, he's tough. He plays the game the right way. Like I said, it's a big deal for me. Got to play the game the right way. But he's decisive with the ball in his hands. He's not the biggest guy, but he'll finish his runs falling forward. And, I talk about a young buck that came in, learned the system, and came out here from day one knowing what he was doing. It's a big deal. And then Ryan Butler was the same way. Ryan Butler came here from day one, and you would have never thought this was his first day of his fall camp. You would have thought he would have been here all spring and summer. So, those guys really did a good job of learning the playbook first and foremost, playing the game the right way, and giving us good depth in the backfield. And those guys are going to for sure contribute this year without a doubt.
We've already kind of talked about this earlier, but just, obviously last year the running back room got, depleted to a point where it was like Spinal Tap's drummers just constantly going down.
Oh, yeah.
Now you guys have a whole healthy room. Just how nice is it to have a healthy running back room with multiple guys in that depth?
Shoot, it's nice. I was going through it in the spring. I barely had any backs. So, right now I feel great. And here's the thing, right? You're only as strong as, I don't want to say your weakest unit, right? But it's all about unity, and it's all about the strength of the room, right? And so if you feel like you have guys that you can play from top to bottom that can help you, that gives you a competitive advantage, right? Because you're building depth overall. You feel like, okay, you can really start to use some of these guys that you want to use them. If they get hurt, we know we got another guy that can also get the job done. So you're not as limited with what you can do with them on a game-by-game basis.
Just talk about Hawaii, what you've seen from their defense, and what's give me the key to your running backs having success against their D.
Yeah, well, I think they do a really good job of they play hard first and foremost. I think they want to stop the run. That's a big thing for them is stopping the run and getting the third downs and trying to get you in tough situations protection-wise. So for us, we got to stay ahead of the chains, right, and be able to protect our third downs.
Just in general, kind of what's the excitement level in your room in terms of getting a chance to finally play against somebody other than themselves?
Here's the reality, right, with football. Football, you practice way more than you actually play compared to other sports, right? Basketball, you get, whether it's in college, you get 30-plus games, right? In the NBA, it's 82, 81, and hockey, and 160 in baseball, right? Football in the NFL, it's 17, right? 18 if you count the bye week, and then here it's 12 games. But you'd have all these other practices, and so for us, it's a big chance for us to actually put all of our hard work to use. You know what I mean? Because you don't get that many shots. That's why it's really special when you do make plays in the game. And that's why it's fun when you do make those plays. Because oh, shoot, I repped that run play 12 times, and I finally got a chance to run it and actually have success. So it's a big deal.
Final question for you. I believe you played running back at Oregon State. Is that correct?
I did, yeah.
Yeah. So you're just kind of obviously the Pac-12 is disintegrated, and you're a Pac-12 guy and play there. Just kind of what's kind of been your reaction, just kind of watching the Pac-12 die the way it kind of has?
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate. Just because I had a love for the Pac-12. That was where I would choose to go play school, was at Oregon State, and it was in the Pac-12. And when I was in the Pac-12, it was a lot of fun. I was the same class as Marcus Mariota, and played against guys like DeAnthony Thomas and some guys like Starla Tulele at Utah, and so on and so forth. So the Pac-12 has had a really rich history, and it's unfortunate that it is the way it is now. So it's sad, really sad.
The final question for you, kind of harkening back to your Pac-12 days once more. Who was kind of the toughest guy you faced off against at Stanford? You went up against. Who comes to mind from Stanford?
So, on defense, and I saw AJ the other day, but AJ Tarpley was definitely one of the hardest guys I had to play against on defense, because he's a linebacker, and as a running back, you had to face him in protection. And so I actually do have a scar. You can't quite see it anymore. It's like right here, then one under the chin somewhere, that he gave me on the time where he ran through me when I was trying to block my protection. So that guy played the game the right way. Unbelievable player, really smart guy, and he's probably one of the best ones from Stanford, at least for sure from my memory, in 2 years in conference. So.
All right, perfect. Thanks so much, Malcolm.
You got it.
Good luck this week in Hawaii.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Yep.